Let me say this about taking over the museum. This is technically a history museum and a Jewish museum. And it had not historically been an art museum. So I started to prioritize my challenges, which were many. But my very first challenge was this museum had been aligned with Florida International University since 1912, and this was 1918. I'm sorry, 2018. I'm sorry. 2012, it became part of FIU. I became the director in 2018. Trying to think, 3 years ago, March 17. And they were operating as two totally independent, as if they had nothing to do with each other. So I saw my very first challenge as just getting this museum to be operational within the university to which it now belonged. And that was really basic but difficult things to achieve here, like making everybody use FIU email addresses and using a computer system that was compatible with the campus. Putting a sign in the front of the building that said FIU on it. All of these, getting the staff on board and having staff who refuse to be on board leave and replacing them. This was all necessary before I could make any changes to the actual content of what was going to be in the museum. However, I was keenly aware that there had not been a real artistic eye, in my opinion, to the way, what was in the museum and the way in which it was displayed. Everything was displayed on gray fabric walls, which still exist in this 25-year-old core exhibit. Everything was displayed that way. So when I first arrived, there were already exhibits lined up, but my first mission was to make sure that they looked more appealing and more in line with current museums. How do I know what current museums look like? Because I visit them, and I visit them all around the world. And I just had a sense. Secondly, was producing very large special events in which I was taking buildings and completely rebuilding them into something else. So I had developed not only an eye for what things look like, but a team of people to do it. And in this community, the very first thing I did was get rid of all of the gray wool walls and get walls that could be painted, different colors. So if you came here in that first year, someone once said to me, "You're spending so much money on walls. They've been five different colors of walls." I said, "Nope, same 8 walls." 5 times we painted them. Very simple to get a different look with some paint. So that was the first thing. The second thing was cleaning it up. It was just a mess. It had a hole in the ceiling, it had boxes everywhere, really simple, just basic housekeeping. And it wasn't until I got all that done that I was able to sit down with the staff and say, we are in the heart of Art Basel, and we need to address that. And that's where bringing art into the museum started to take place.